What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Friday, October 22nd. There's been a lot of stuff happening over the past week. Today was supposed to be the finalizing of the human infrastructure bill. Well, that's probably not going to happen. According to reports, lawmakers still have a long ways to go. However, in today's video, I want to address where is the Social Security boost? Why are we not seeing lawmakers discuss this? Why are they not bringing it up for putting a bill on the floor, making some type of motion for this, trying to get some type of support to increase Social Security, SSI, SSDI? Why are they not doing that? I want to address that. We have some reports there. I want to address what is currently being discussed for the upcoming human infrastructure bill. This is the potentially $2 trillion infrastructure package. Right now, lawmakers are saying we need to pass this bill and get this done immediately so that we can pass the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill as well. However, moderates say, let's not worry about the human infrastructure bill. Let's put a pause on that. Let's do that in 2022. And let's just pass the bipartisan $1.2 trillion bill. And let's do that immediately. So they're going back and forth there. We also have some issues regarding the supply chain. I want to bring that to your attention as well. So welcome to today's stimulus update, and let's get started. Right now, the current discussions for the upcoming infrastructure bill, and remember, nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to by everyone. That is what the U.S. Progressive Caucus said just earlier this week, and so I'm going to go with that because I absolutely love that statement because that is 100% true. I will read it again. Nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to by everyone. Right now, the House of Representatives, the Democrats in the House, can lose up to 3 votes. If they lose 4, then they do not pass the bill. The Senate, if one single Senate Democrat votes no, then this bill will not pass. So, there's been a lot of back and forth lately about what's going to be in the bill. The goal right now was to finalize the bill by the end of today. It's not going to happen. Could it potentially happen by the end of this weekend? Maybe, but experts say that no, that is very unlikely as well. According to Senator Joe Manchin, who is pretty much the leading negotiator in this, it's him, Bernie Sanders, and President Biden. Mainly, he's saying that there's still a lot of work to be done, so don't expect a deal to be done anytime soon. So, Joe Manchin has said multiple times that he believes waiting until sometime in 2022 would be the best possible outcome. Aides have even said that he would be open to a larger bill in 2022 if we saw that inflation was transitory. But Senator Joe Manchin and multiple economists believe inflation is now here to stay. So that's not great news either. So here are the recent changes to the human infrastructure bill. First, President Biden says that if right now, after talking to Senator Kyrsten Sinema, that she is engaged, she is discussing things with him. However, she has stated she won't raise a single penny of taxes on corporations and the wealthy. But that is supposed to bring in hundreds of billions of dollars to pay for this bill. And so then Democrats are worried, well, if we don't raise taxes on corporations or the wealthy, then we may not see this bill get fully funded, which if it's not fully funded, moderates and specifically Senator Joe Manchin would not vote yes to it. So, creates other issues as well. They say right now many lawmakers have to find a way to pay for this bill, and that is creating issues. This is one of the reasons why yesterday Senator Elizabeth Warren brought up the idea of the billionaire tax. So, that's currently being discussed as of right now. Right now, President Biden says that he does not see the votes in order to raise the tax rate at this time in this particular deal. So that creates another issue as well. President Biden also said he has more to do for community college, but he's worried that if this does not get included as far as free community college or tuition-free community college, that he could be sleeping on the couch. He joked about that, but he's simply referring to the fact that his wife, First Lady Jill Biden, she wants more for community colleges. So even though this was essentially just axed and pushed off, what we are now hearing, and this is something that we heard yesterday, is that multiple lawmakers are now looking at ways to plus up the Pell Grants. So reports indicate that plussing up the Pell Grants would actually have more support from moderates than tuition-free community college. And if you didn't guess it, yes, Senator Joe Manchin was opposed to tuition-free community college. So we're moving forward. One of the biggest things that is being worked on right now, currently according to reports, is immigration. Now, I say this is one of the biggest things because this will actually determine what happens in the future. Immigration is extremely important. It's something that right now, what we're seeing is many people want to come to the United States, but there has to be a process to it. There has to be a way to do it legally. You can't just come in and just jump over the wall or whatever, right? You can't just come crossing the river and you're here in the United States and you can start working and everything like that. What they're trying to do is make it easier for people to go through the process, make it a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. So, according to multiple Democrats, they say that if we do not see the Senate parliamentarian agree and approve the immigration provision, then they are going to move forward with the filibuster reform. President Biden says a push now to change the filibuster's rules would actually result in him losing at least 3 different votes. And he said this at the town hall meeting yesterday. He also said this would cause a lot of Democrats to want to use the filibuster reform in order to find a way to raise the debt limit. But he cautioned them that this could ultimately hurt them because if we do see higher inflation and we do raise the debt limit, Democrats or Republicans are going to use that in the upcoming midterm campaigns. So that just understand, he says, we need to make sure that everybody understands that this is really a double-edged sword. We also know that the CEPP might not be off the table just yet. I reported yesterday how the CEPP is for climate change. This is something that Senator Joe Manchin said was an absolute non-starter, and many others knew that. But this is something that Democrats say needs to be included because they want to find a way to compromise on the climate change, and this is where it could start. They say this could be where it all starts. So they want to come to an agreement here and build off of it. That could be good news. Now, 2 pieces of legislation that we are seeing, there's really no opposition to, is universal pre-K and national child care. These are 2 things that have almost all but guaranteed, at least for some time, are going to be in this bill. We also know there's going to be about $300 billion for affordable housing. This is something that we know is very well needed. And there's another $400 billion for elder care for seniors. That's what we're hearing at this time. That those are the things that are currently in discussions. Those are the things that we're trying to see get passed. But again, nothing is really passed yet. Nothing is 100% okay, for sure this is going to be in it, or for sure this is excluded, right? Got to get there. It's a whole big process. Now, many people have been asking me about Social Security, SSI, SSDI. What are we seeing there? Here's what I can tell you. Right now, and again, many people have been asking, why aren't we seeing anybody discussing raises for those on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, anything for veterans? Why aren't we seeing this? Well, according to multiple reports, what I'm gathering is right now multiple Democrats want to see a boost for the millions of people on Social Security. They want to see a boost for Social Security go through. However, they are saying that the numbers are so tight in Congress that they knew it wasn't possible at this time. So some don't want to waste their time proposing a bill that they know will not happen. But when they say this, and again, I think this is interesting, when they say they don't want to waste their time proposing a bill that they know will not happen, but yet many lawmakers come out and they propose, for one, $2,000 per month as a stimulus check. That was seen as one of those, it was so expensive to every single American. It would be so expensive. That was something that many people thought there was no way it was going to happen. But yet, people still push forward with this. $2,000 for some, yes. $2,000 for all, No, that was never going to happen because it was seen as way too expensive. But this is why I thought this was very interesting, is they're saying that they don't want to push for something that they know will not pass. They do it, lawmakers do it all the time. So I thought this was very interesting. They also say that one of the reasons why Democrats are pushing so hard for Medicare is because there is nothing else for people on Social Security. There's nothing there. So experts say that if Medicare and you know, just follow me for a second with this math, okay? But experts say that if Medicare could be expanded, it could save seniors thousands of dollars per year of out-of-pocket expenses that they don't have to pay for dental, vision, and hearing. Those three things. So let's assume, okay, and if you have had dental, vision, and hearing, anything done in the past year, and you don't have to, I'm just curious what it costs. Because according to some, they say it can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 a year for all these things. Well, dentures, you don't have to get them every year. Okay? Hearing aids, you do not have to get them every year. Glasses, you should get, yearly eye exams. But if you don't, many people don't, they wait 2 to 3 years and then they go back and get them. So, let's just say on average, let's just say people spend on these three things $2,000 per year. Okay, stick with me on this math. And I understand this is pretty low for some people, but again, let me know what you spend on those three things down in the comment section below. But experts say that if these were to add up to $2,000 per year, and instead of getting an additional boost to Social Security, right? Instead of getting a boost there, like President Biden promised, you get, let's say, $166 per month is the average of $2,000 per year. $166 per month. Okay, that's almost to $200. That's almost what President Biden promised. Well, then they say if you couple in the cost of living adjustment for this year, which is going to be 5.9% or roughly $92 per month, that's going to bring it up. Was that $158 or $258 per month as a boost? So that's kind of what they're saying. And some say this is a fairly significant boost. $250 per month as a boost? That's pretty substantial. That's about $3,000 per year as a boost. So I thought that was very interesting that that's kind of where they were going is, all right, we're going to try to include Medicare. That is a big push. That's one of the main priorities from Senator Bernie Sanders and other Democrats as well. But they're now adding in the cost of living adjustment to kind of make up for the difference. I thought that was a little bit interesting, but that's what we're hearing is that right now they say that there's no way they can pass something for Social Security because they don't have the numbers. So we'll see what happens if they do get the numbers later on, but right now we just don't know. Let's get into the next thing. Let's talk about the supply chain. Because experts are now saying that COVID is not the biggest threat to our economy. That the biggest threat is actually the current supply chain issues. Right now, they are saying that we are seeing closures all over the place due to the supply chain. Restaurants are closing down early because they can't get enough products. When restaurants close down early and the workers do not get a full shift in, then they worry that, okay, I don't have a full-time job, so maybe it's better if I go find some other job. So they quit, they leave, they go do something else. Big issues. Retail stores are temporarily closed in many locations because their shelves are almost bare. They don't have enough toys. That's a big issue. But you probably think, well, nobody needs toys, right? Toys are not a necessity, and essentially they aren't. But here's the thing. I saw recently an educational toy shop, something that people would use for school, right? Educational toys, to help kids learn how to build, mathematics, science projects, things like that. They closed down because they couldn't get any of their products. They couldn't get anything. Well, not only does it impact schools and children and our youth, but it also impacts the people that work there. It also impacts the people that would deliver to that location, right? So they're seeing issues all over the place. Many businesses are closed because they don't have enough workers. Again, I kind of addressed that. Many of these workers left for higher paying jobs or more consistent work. Let that sink in. More consistent work. Let me ask you this. If you do have a job, have you ever been told to just go home? We don't have enough people. We don't have enough customers today. We don't really need you, this evening. Have you ever heard that? Because that's what we're seeing. There's no consistency right now. That's creating a big issue. So experts warn us that what we're seeing now is just going to get worse. It's not going to go away. Some say this could take several months, if not years, to get back to where we once were. Again, not great news. In other news though, the weekly jobless claims for last week came in at just 290,000. This means that we are seeing less people claiming new unemployment benefits, which is very good. This is great news for people with jobs. Experts say that we need to get under 230,000 in new claims per week, and this will put us back into our early 2020 filings or 2019. So we are getting closer, but some say that things could be getting worse. So we'll see over the next couple of weeks. We also know that through a report from the Federal Reserve, they say that vaccine mandates are hurting the workforce and causing more supply chain issues. And the Federal Reserve says, and I quote, this is from their report, firms reported higher turnover as workers left for other jobs or retired. Childcare issues and vaccine mandates were widely cited as contributing to the problem, along with COVID-related absences. And the Federal Reserve out of Atlanta said, and I quote, most employers shared that they would like to implement COVID-19 vaccine mandates, but were concerned about losing employees. Worries about employee mental health, burnout safety, and vaccine mandates impacted company culture were mentioned. Okay, that's interesting. Now, there are a lot of things that we must worry about right now. One of the things that a lot of people have been saying is that things are getting more expensive, but where they are being hurt the most is at the pumps. That gas prices are just going so high, they're increasing so quickly, many people can't keep up. I read a comment from somebody yesterday here on the channel that they said if gas prices continue to rise, they will not be able to afford to fill up their tank and go to work. And that is one of the issues. Some people don't just live a mile away from their work. Some people, especially when you get to bigger cities, they have to drive 20, 30, 45, maybe an hour in order just to get to work. To work, an hour. From work, an hour. 2 hours of driving per day just to get to and from work. Some say it will not be worth it to continue to work. So, President Biden says gasoline prices are going to remain higher well into 2022, but experts say that if these two infrastructure bills do finally pass, which some are still skeptical about, then gas prices will go up even more. So, that is what we're hearing at this time, but as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you could, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.